Good afternoon to everyone, and welcome, and that goes for my new subscribers too. So thanks for subscribing. Thanks to everyone who watches it. Over there we have the pilgrim, which obviously a lot of you are familiar with. She will be flowering, I guess, in a couple of weeks' time. She's absolutely covered in buds, so she will look really lovely. Anyway, you'll see that hopefully in a couple of weeks' time. We'll move on. I always think that I'm not going to make a very long video, but somehow it always turns out to be longer than anticipated. But I expect you will do that. Anyway, up there we have the first pilgrim rose. She's the first. I did see another one nearly out somewhere, but anyway, lots of buds coming. So she will look really lovely in a couple of weeks' time. There's a Madame Alfred carriere right up there. Anyway, let's zoom out and go through the gate. Here we have open arms, which again, yeah, she's been flowering for quite some time now. So very pleased with her, looking nice, as you can see. Yep. Love her. Well, I love all my roses, otherwise I wouldn't be here, would they? There's all sorts of other flowers just pop up everywhere. I'll move back here so that we can have another look at the Madame Alfred carriere. There she is, still doing her thing. We had some very high winds last week, well, the beginning of this week too, and everywhere looked as though we'd been having wedding parties because there were petals just everywhere. But obviously there's still plenty left, so that's good. Actually up there, you can't, I don't know if I can see her. There is actually, the dove is actually sitting on a nest up there somewhere. She's come back again. So hopefully that all works out. Always got plants looking for homes. These are Verbena rigida. They don't grow as tall as the Bonariensis, but anyway, I know 4 of them are going very shortly. These are Begonia Sutherlandii, baby ones. That's a last year's plant, and that will be flowering very shortly, be covered in orange flowers. You'll see them next time, well, maybe next time, maybe the time after, we'll see. I'll show you in the greenhouse. The tomatoes now are all planted. That's not their final resting place. I have 3 this side, and then I have 3 over the other side. These seedlings and everything disappear. I've got cosmos, yeah, the zinnias there, lobelia, geraniums, zinnias, more zinnias, all sorts, cosmos, they're marigolds, whoops. Anyway, let's move on. As I say, oh, that's an orange-anthem. Can we get him? Where are you? Oh yeah, there you are. I just grow a few. I don't know how many of those I've given away this year. Lots. Anyway, let's move through. Just have a little look from there. I mean, there's poppies everywhere this year. I mean, I don't sow them, they just grow, and I just let them. It's funny because people talk about colour coordination, and I just laugh because it doesn't work here. You know, what you see is what you get. I don't think about it. It just goes there. Sometimes, yeah, of course, it's absolutely wrong. But anyway, got far too many violas this year and pansies, but there we are. They're nice. Got lots of dahlias coming along as well. That's a nice dahlia when it comes out. 2 over there. Got some more over there. Anyway, let's walk around here. Now here we have Ghislaine de Feligonde, and she is doing really well this year. Never done so well. I don't know why she's doing so well, but she is. I'm not complaining. She's covered in buds, and she will look nice when she comes out. I obviously have allium everywhere. They just grow. I don't plant them, they just grow. That's a young compassion rose there. That's a cutting I took a couple of years ago. What else have we got? There's a red rose there. I don't know what it is. The red roses that come out look very much like a Nina Harkness, but I don't think it is. It was here when we came 20 years ago. This rose here is Strawberry Hill. Now, she is quite a favourite with a lot of people. Obviously, she will be out in flower very soon, maybe a couple of weeks, I don't know. And I know that the roses do last on that, which is good. Unlike the one behind, this is the Generous Gardener, and the petals on the Generous Gardener don't last very long at all, sadly. Anyway, big hydrangea there, Canterbury Bell. Let's have a look. So, as I say, the dove is up there and there somewhere. She's sitting tight, so she's probably got eggs now. But let's move along slowly. It's still looking really, really lovely, and it smells absolutely gorgeous. You know, when you walk out here in the morning and in the evening, it's lovely. That's a forestier. Anyway, I'll let you into a little secret. I didn't take my garden to Chelsea this year, if you can believe that. If you believe that, you believe anything, wouldn't you? I did go to Chelsea once, but never again. It was full of, well, it was just full, yeah. You couldn't move. If you went into a tent, you couldn't breathe, and you were looking at flowers that didn't look real. It was full of ladies who thought they owned the place, so you spent the whole day giving way to them. And no, I'd never go again. It's not my scene. This rose here is called Perfect Harmony, and I'm really pleased with this one. It's a young rose, only went in the ground this autumn, and the buds always look horrible, but they actually turn into a really, really lovely rose. I could show you straight away. Oh, there's some more Sutherlandii there, begonias. Let's move over here. This one is another one. What did I call it? What did I call it? I called it Perfect Harmony. Now, these smell absolutely gorgeous, and that rose will be on there for 2 weeks. And I can tell you that because this one here, this one, that was in my last video, and I've left it to show you. So, and it obviously does extremely well, and it's strong. So I'm very pleased with that. As I say, that's Perfect Harmony. This rose here, this is what's this one called? Oh, Timeless Purple. Yeah, people I'm sure know what that is. I've not seen it. I don't know what it looks like. We'll see. This one is Romantica. I know people talk about it. Those flowers have been on there for some time. I left them deliberately. That one isn't marvellous, but it smells gorgeous, so that's good. Anyway, so as I say, this Perfect Harmony, I really do like that. Let's move up the garden. As I say, I always think I'm going to do a short video and it turns into a long one. I have flowers everywhere. As I say, colour coordination, forget it. That is my old blush china. She's been flowering for weeks now. First one to flower, and she'll be the last one in flower as well. Well, I don't know, Madame Alfred carriere, a toss-up. But she smells lovely. I've actually got, that's a blush noisette. I might absolutely do all that, and the scent is just wonderful. So she's just starting. I can see there's some up there, but it's in the sun, so we'll move. The buds over there, that's rural England. That's a Peter Beals rose over there. And there's thousands, and I mean thousands of buds on that. That's pink, and that'll come out obviously a couple of weeks. I'll show you again. There is actually I don't know where you can see. Yeah, there is a clematis over there. I can't remember what it is. It'd be a number 2 of some sort. Anyway, let's move on. There is a rose down there. That's pink flower carpet, but that's always very late. Let's move around. That is Whiter Shade of Pale. Again, brand new in my garden, put in last autumn. So wait and see. This, in one way you think, oh, I put it in the wrong place. This is Rhapsody in Blue. And we've got these purple allium, you see, but what happens with the allium, they do actually turn green. So the Rhapsody in Blue will come into its own very shortly. What else have we got? Well, the little house is still there. Over here, well, down here, that is a new, yeah, went in the ground this autumn. This is a Gertrude Jekyll. So, not very fair on her. She doesn't get very much sun. Anyway, this is another rural England here, and she took a while to get going. She's been there several years now, but she's doing well. Oh, I can see you've got a couple of Phyllis Bide here. This is Phyllis Bide, if you know Phyllis Bide. No scent, pretty little rose. This rose is one that's called Times Past, and it smells absolutely gorgeous. And again, this one's never done so well. So I don't know, it's just done well, not complaining. And it's thrown 2 new canes. So I'm very pleased about that. Anyway, she smells lovely. What else have we got? We'll just look back that way for a minute. Yeah, okay, move on. This rose is for your eyes only, obviously not open yet. This is another Phyllis Bide, as you can see. Super little rose, little rambling rose. Oh, it does repeat. And obviously I've got a honeysuckle behind it. And over there, of course, we have Altissimo. Now, Altissimo, I've seen its praises, has no scent, but all those roses, quite a lot of them were in my last video, whenever that was, a couple of weeks ago, and they hold their petals, and I just love the look of them. I'm sure not everybody does, but that doesn't matter. I do, and they're for me, and anybody else who cares to like them, of course. Down there we do have a clematis, that's Niobe down there. She was flowering in the last video. Here we have Summertime Rose. Let's move this thing out of the way. Let's zoom out and have a look down there. So the Summertime all the way up and down there. My neighbour sees that. More Altissimo. Anyway, we'll see it from around here. I mean, that is just lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Lots, and they hold their petals. They really do. So I'm very pleased. It's interesting. I don't know if anybody's got I've got the David Austin Book of Roses, and he writes in there that, well, he did write. Obviously, he's not with us now. But he didn't really care for this rose because he said the colour, I don't know, he said it just didn't look real. But I think it looks gorgeous. Anyway, here we have Summertime, and she really is doing nicely at the moment. Not much scent, but that doesn't matter. And she does repeat really well. So she's all the way along there. That's good. And there's the Niobe again. She's a number 2. Number 1s are nice. I have 2s and 3s, not many. What else have we got? Ah, this is Blushing Rosette again. Just starting on this one. She starts here, well in actual fact she starts here. And if I stand back, she starts there and she goes all the way along there, all the way up there, all the way up there, all the way over there. So she starts right over there and goes all the way along here. And in a couple of weeks' time, I'll be able to show you what she does. What else have we got? Right, this is another Rhapsody in Blue. And okay, you've got allium, but you can see that allium now is green. So the Rhapsody in Blue will come into its own very shortly. Alliums everywhere. As I say, I don't plant them, they just grow. That rose there is Aloha. I think she's going to flower in a week or 2, obviously. And I have actually got Compassion up there. I'll show you that in a moment. This is Harlow Car. And it's funny because the mother plant is behind full of buds. None have flowered yet, but they will. The cutting I took a couple of years ago, which is beside her, that's where all the flowers are. They're on the cutting. And where this argyranthemum is, and there's a what a thingamajig there, whatever it's called. It's a blue, oh god, what's it called? Well, anyway, whatever it's called, that will be moved. So yeah, the Harlow car, that is the cutting I took, and obviously she smells lovely. That thing there, I couldn't remember the name, it's a geranium. It's a blue geranium when it comes out, but I have something else going to go there, which I will show you in a moment. Let's move on. Some of my mess. I've been working this morning. Over there, you can see the compassion. I sort of come to the conclusion that all my roses are up high. I'll have to bring it down. There is another rose over there called Meg. Anyway, then you see, of course, you've got New Dawn. She hasn't flowered yet. She comes all the way along the wall. She's covered in buds. So she will flower. But let's have another look. Colour everywhere, coordinated, don't know what it means. But here, if I was an American, I would say, here we have a new kid on the block. But I will say, I have got a lovely young lady come to join me in the garden. And you might ask, who is she? Well, she is Desdemona. She turned up a couple of days ago and I repotted her. And some people seem to like her and some don't. But we'll see how we get on. But she will end up where I said that blue, whatever it was, is. Geranium. Where that blue geranium is, she will end up there. So she will go nicely against the Rhapsody in Blue. Here, this is Gertrude Jekyll. No, there are actually two of them in pots there. I will plant one in the garden somewhere, I have no idea where yet. I thought to myself today, really, I should call this area the creche, because, you know, there's two there waiting to go in the ground, there's one there waiting to go in the ground. But then I thought to myself, well, actually the whole garden's a creche, because there's stuff all over the place that needs to go in the ground. Anyway, the other rose that we've got here is called Nice Day. Doesn't have a scent, but she's doing really well this year. So I'm quite pleased with her. I did think about getting rid of her, but that didn't go down too well with somebody indoors. So I think she'll be staying. She's doing really well. She's doing really well. So I can't complain. What else have we got? Let's move on. So yeah, that's the Desdemona, and she will be going in the ground, and I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, Gertrude Jekyll. Yeah. Oh gosh, she just smells gorgeous, and you can see the buds, and she just keeps flowering and flowering. But obviously she likes the sun. So there we are. Right. Let's move on. There is actually another rose here. This one here won't be staying. This is actually another blush rosette. It smells gorgeous. That's just a young plant that I put in that pot in the spring. So again, it's a young plant, but I think I know whose garden that's going to go into, but we'll see. There's the Perfect Harmony. Pleased with that, as you know. Let's have a look over here. Now, what have we got? Oh yes, these are the bush tomatoes, so they're what's called determinates. Two varieties there. There is actually a dahlia behind, and a geranium and another dahlia, and so it goes on. The fig tree, yeah, that's doing okay. I've got another little green tree to go around the front, and here we have Celine Forestier. Okay, she's only got the sun on part of her today. Now, she's actually been in flower now for quite some time. She was in flower in my last video, and as yet, I don't think she's dropped a petal. So there's a very scent, it's a very gentle scent, but she's lovely, as you can see. And I mean, okay, that's an old one, but yeah, she really is. I'm very pleased with her. I thought we were going to get a bit more scent, but never mind. And I'm sort of hoping that she will continue to grow. She's only been there, this is only her second year. Last year she suffered with mildew really badly, but I'm hoping that, yes, I can take her up there and, you know, above the window. So we'll see. So apart from that, I'm sure I've missed something, but nothing that can't wait till next time. So I hope you've enjoyed the little walkabout and talk about. And I don't know, what should we end on today? Oh, yeah, well, we'll have to end on a Madame Alfred carriere, won't we? I mean, just look. And I really need a single. Let's see if we can. No, that's no good. Let's try that one. Yeah, they might find that. I don't know. Let's move back. So anyway, if I've taken up too much time, what I do sometimes with videos, I sort of go double speed, you know, so they go twice as fast and you just get everything in, then you wouldn't have to listen to me. Anyway, so I'll say goodbye, bird. I know she's up there. Bye-bye, birdie. We'll see you again. And yeah, that's the garden today. And, you know, Ghislaine, anyway. I'm taking up too much time. It says here, God knows, I don't know what it says, but anyway, I will say goodbye for now. Goodbye.